While the British royals have been known for their headline-grabbing controversies, the Norwegian royal family seems to be catching up fast. Marius Borg Høiby, the 27-year-old son of Crown Princess Mette-Marit, is at the center of a scandal that's gripping Norway. Known for his glamorous lifestyle, Marius is now making headlines for all the wrong reasons, including allegations of assault, burglary, and even sexual misconduct. This isn't just a royal family drama. It's a scandal that could shake the very foundation of the Norwegian monarchy. And as Norway prepares for a potential change in leadership, all eyes are on Crown Princess Mette-Marit's 27-year-old son from her previous relationship. Welcome to New Crime by Bad Things. And without any further ado, let's dive into this royal scandal and uncover the dark truths that have been hiding far too long. The Norwegian royal family has long been admired for balancing centuries-old traditions with a modern, relatable image. King Harald V, the head of the family, has reigned for over 3 decades and is celebrated for his efforts to make the monarchy more inclusive and down to earth. Alongside his wife, Queen Sonja, King Harald has worked to connect with the Norwegian people, maintaining the monarchy's relevance in an evolving world. However, the family's modernity has not shielded it from controversy. Crown Princess Mette-Marit joined the royal fold under unique circumstances. Born in 1973, she grew up in a modest background, far removed from the grandeur of palace life. When her relationship with Crown Prince Haakon became public in the late 1990s, the media erupted with criticism. You see, Mette-Marit was a single mother with a son, Marius Borg Høiby, born in 1997 from her relationship with Morten Borg, a man with a criminal record for drug-related offenses. Her past, including rumors of partying and drug use, caused many to question her suitability for royal life. But despite the backlash, Haakon stood by Mette-Marit, and their engagement was announced in 2000. And in a groundbreaking move, Mette-Marit held a televised press conference before their wedding to address her past. She publicly apologized for her wild years and condemned drug use. This was what softened public opinion and set a precedent for transparency within the monarchy. By the time Crown Prince Haakon married Mette-Marit in 2001, their love story had already captured the nation's attention. As a couple, Haakon and Mette-Marit became the face of a modern royal family. They blended royal traditions with relatable values, focusing on family and public service. Their 2 children, Princess Ingrid Alexandra and Prince Sverre Magnus, embodied this progressive shift. Princess Ingrid, born in 2004, made history as the first female heir prioritized over male siblings, reflecting changes in succession laws. Her upbringing balanced royal duties with a relatively normal childhood that showed the family's commitment to evolving with the times. But amid this image of progress, Marius Borg Høiby stood apart. Unlike his younger half-siblings, Marius had no royal title and was never expected to take on royal responsibilities. Instead, he grew up in a world that straddled privilege and personal freedom. As a young adult, Marius became known for his good looks, stylish persona, and glamorous lifestyle, often appearing in Norwegian tabloids. While this detachment from royal duties shielded him from the pressures of the monarchy, it also left him vulnerable to controversy. Now, the family's carefully maintained image is facing its greatest test. Marius is now at the center of scandals involving serious legal allegations. The same wild past that Mette-Marit overcame has returned to haunt the family, but this time through her eldest son. It all began in early August when Marius Borg Høiby, the 27-year-old son of Crown Princess Mette Marit, was arrested in Oslo following a violent altercation with his girlfriend. The incident occurred in her apartment and reportedly left her with a concussion. Alongside accusations of physical assault, Marius was also charged with damaging property during the argument. In a later statement, Marius admitted to causing harm under the influence of alcohol and cocaine. "Last weekend, something happened that should have never happened," he told NRK. "I committed bodily harm and destroyed objects in an apartment in the intoxication of alcohol and cocaine after an argument." The fallout from this incident marked the beginning of a turbulent few months for Marius and his family. And so, in September, Marius was arrested again, this time for violating a restraining order issued after the August assault. The order, which was intended to protect the victim, was breached when Marius used a hidden phone number to contact her. But then, the situation took an even stranger turn when it came out that Marius had hosted a chaotic party at a property on the royal family's private estate, Skogum. The gathering spiraled out of control when a motorcycle gang reportedly crashed the event, resulting in a burglary. According to Seag Hur, valuable family heirlooms, both monetarily and sentimentally significant, were stolen during the chaos. A leaked video from the night added to the embarrassment, showing a guest mockingly riding a Segway through the royal property. Marius himself was accused of reckless driving on the estate, allegedly damaging a car in the process. Each new incident brought more scrutiny to Marius and, by extension, the royal family. The spectacle of the Segway rider, the theft of the heirlooms, and Marius's destructive actions became tabloid fodder, turning the Skogum estate, a symbol of royal dignity, into a backdrop for scandal. As the legal troubles piled up, investigators began uncovering a disturbing pattern of behavior that went far beyond the initial August assault. By October, Marius faced additional allegations of abuse against multiple women, including two of his ex-girlfriends, Julian Snekkestad and Nora Haukland. Both women accused him of physical and emotional abuse during their relationships. But just when the extent of these accusations seemed overwhelming, the case took an even darker turn. A third woman, Rebecca Helberg Arnsten, came forward with claims of a violent attack fueled by alcohol and drugs. Speaking of which, police reports revealed that Marius had been questioned in 8 separate interviews regarding these allegations. One particularly serious charge involved a woman in her 20s who accused him of sexual misconduct, alleging that Marius had taken advantage of her while she was unconscious. And so, on November 19, 2024, Marius was arrested in Oslo on a preliminary charge of sexual misconduct. Authorities claimed Marius had engaged in sexual intercourse with someone who was unconscious or otherwise unable to resist the act. While the details of the alleged incident remain unclear, the charge alone was enough to spark widespread media attention and public debate. This preliminary charge allowed police to detain Marius for further investigation, adding to his growing list of legal woes. Now, in Norway, a preliminary charge doesn't mean guilt, but allows police to detain suspects while they investigate further. During this time, investigators reviewed evidence seized during Marius's arrest and conducted multiple witness interviews to piece together what happened. Marius's defense lawyer, Øyvind Brattelian, issued statements denying his client's guilt in most of the charges. He argued that Marius, too, had experienced abuse in past relationships and was a victim of circumstances beyond his control. However, Marius did plead guilty to some charges, including bodily harm against his ex-girlfriend and property damage during the August incident. Høiby only pleads guilty to a case of one incident of bodily harm against his last girlfriend, criminal damage in her apartment, and a threat, Brotlian explained. The investigation also uncovered additional criminal acts, including driving without a valid license and making death threats against another man. Despite the growing list of charges, Marius maintained his innocence in several key allegations. Meanwhile, the royal family was forced to respond to the unfolding drama. Crown Princess Mette Marit, already facing the challenges of a chronic lung condition, found herself stepping away from royal duties at a time when her family needed her most. The palace explained her absence, citing side effects from her treatment, but the timing couldn't have been worse. Meanwhile, Crown Prince Haakon, who was on a diplomatic mission in Jamaica, was blindsided by the news of Marius's latest arrest. Speaking to the press, Haakon addressed the seriousness of the allegations with a tone of quiet gravity. These are serious allegations that Marius now faces, and we are, of course, thinking of all those affected, he told NRK. I would have liked to be at home with Mette today. I miss her. Despite these reassurances, the royal family faced criticism for their handling of the scandal. The fact that Marius lived on the family's private estate, albeit in a separate house at the edge of the forest, added to the controversy. Reports of the chaotic party and its aftermath highlighted the challenges of managing a family member with ongoing legal issues. In a statement to the press, Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre addressed the broader implications of the case. He acknowledged that the royal family's struggles mirrored those of many other families in Norway, particularly in matters of domestic violence and mental health. The problems that have come to light in the royal family are similar to what many others in Norway have to contend with, he remarked, reaffirming public support for the monarchy. Now, the question is, Prosecutor Andreas Krzyzewski confirmed that the investigation is far from over. In fact, a new case involving another alleged sexual offense has been opened. However, no details about the new allegations have been released, leaving many wondering just how deep this case might go. Marius's defense attorney, Øyvind Brotlian, was quick to criticize the initial decision to detain his client. He shouldn't have been imprisoned at all, Brotlian told NRK, a Norwegian broadcaster. He also expressed confidence in his client's innocence, emphasizing that Marius is cooperating fully with the investigation. Despite the seriousness of the charge, the authorities have now decided not to seek further detention, saying they no longer see a risk of evidence being tampered with. This decision came after days of intense scrutiny and speculation. Shortly after Marius's release, the palace remained silent, offering no comments about the allegations or the family's response. But it's clear that for Norway's monarchy, the scandal has raised questions about the future. Crown Princess Mette Marit's health remains uncertain, and Crown Prince Haakon carries the burden of leading a family under intense public scrutiny. Meanwhile, their daughter, Princess Ingrid Alexandra, is being prepared for her eventual role as queen. With the investigation still unfolding and new allegations coming to light, the story is far from over. Will the evidence vindicate Marius, or will it lead to formal charges? Either way, this case has already left a mark on the royal family. The question is no longer just about Marius's guilt or innocence, but about how the monarchy will weather yet another storm in the public eye. Whether this chapter ends in redemption or further scandal, one thing is clear. The road ahead will not be easy for Marius or the Norwegian royal family. Do you think Marius Borg Høiby will face serious consequences for his actions? or will his royal connections influence the outcome? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more new crime cases. See you in the next video.